So back in 2017, I found a long lost half brother, and we were told that he was taken from our mother as an infant, and his name was Michael. That was the only information we had. I joined Ancestry.com in 2016 on Thanksgiving night. And thank goodness I'm a history geek because I thought it was fascinating. I couldn't get enough of it. I dug deeply. I saw ships passenger list where people would write in cursive their names and what country they were coming from. And I tracked down a bunch of relatives. So I decided to look for Michael, and I didn't have much to go on. Through hours of digging, I realized that when my mom eloped at the age of 15 and got married in Mexico, that her once husband was Hispanic and they had lied about their last name. So that's why the trail always went cold all those years. And I found her real last name and tracked down my brother. And long story short, that's how I ended up in Colorado because I found him at the age of 68 with 1 year to live. And imagine the surprise when he realized that his mother loved him and we never gave up looking for him, and that he had 10 siblings. So it was very joyful. But on that journey, I think I needed to take it to have some historical reference what generational addiction can do to a family. And I had found another cousin in Canada, a beautiful lady. She's so sweet. And she filled in a lot of the missing pieces that I had been looking for. She told me that I had asked her, I was like, why did some of you guys go up to Canada and some of us end up in America? And she had mentioned that there was a rift in the family and that my great great grandfather back in Ireland, he was trying to get his son to quit drinking. He decided to go out to lunch with him one day. He showed up unexpected and said, let's go grab lunch. So they got in the horse and buggy and they proceeded to go into town. And every saloon that they went to, the horse would veer over to park. And then the guy would take the reins and get him back on the track. And again, he would go over to another saloon. And the dad got very upset and said, I knew you were still drinking. I knew you hadn't quit. And they parted ways. And some of them came to Canada, like I said, and some came to America. This week, I want to focus on my journey as someone who broke generational addiction. Most people don't understand that addiction or alcoholism runs through families. There's so much shame around it. People don't want to talk about it. Oh, he's the uncle who always drank too much. Or, yeah, she gets a little tipsy at parties. But thank God we know more about the disease, the fatal disease of alcoholism. The last thing I want to do to someone who is struggling is to say, come join my art community. It's going to fix your brain. You're going to feel calm and creative. If you're battling demons, that's step one. And I can help with that too. When I had my pivotal moment, it was in the year 2004. That's when I started my interest in the Bible. I read the book of Job, and Job was a faithful man. He underwent many trials. So on Holy Thursday, 2004, The Passion of the Cross was out with Jim Caviezel. I wanted someone to go with me. I was scared. I heard it was intense, but no one would go with me. So I had to work that night. So I went to an afternoon matinee and I watched it by myself. And if you've seen it, whew, it is not light viewing. But being a person of faith, I was in. I wanted to see what all the hype was about. The scene where Jesus is in agony in the garden and he's praying for his Father. If it's your will, take this cross from me. He's sweating literal blood. And he asked his apostles, just stay awake with me, just stay with me. And they were all asleep. But when he stands up after that painful prayer session, he starts walking back, and there's a snake slithering by. And we all know what the snake is. There's no mistake. If there's good, there's going to be evil. And with force, he steps on it and crushes the snake. And at that moment, in that dark theater, I knew what the snake was in my life, and it was alcohol, and it had to go. People with drinking problems are like, I'm done. That was terrible. I'm embarrassed. No more. But when it comes down to living sober day by day, that's where the challenge comes in. Despite having that profound spiritual experience, I went on drinking for almost the rest of the year. It was Thanksgiving 2004, and I said, this is going to be my last night drinking. And someone close to me said, yeah, right. But I meant it. So when I talk about my art and all the religious works I've done, that is my way of being a leper and returning back to the one who healed me, Jesus, and saying thank you. It's just a gift that I try to give back. But I've been thinking recently, what if I could give that gift back to someone who wants to transform their lives? On the outside, the transformation was probably striking to people who knew me. I lost 70 pounds, quit smoking, was exercising, went back to college. Life seemed good. But when you have underlying trauma, sometimes we battle demons that continue to haunt us. And I have created a holistic program for those who don't want to try another pharmaceutical to blunt their emotions or go on some ayahuasca journey in another country. And they say, I'm ready. I'm ready to take my life back. But once you have all of that cleared away and you're ready to find out who the real you is, that's when art sinks in and kind of fills those gaps with, I think, gold. And during art making sessions, I will refer to kintsugi, and that's the Japanese art of filling broken pottery with gold. And a lot of times people think the pottery is more stunning having been broken, the gold filling that mends it back to this new beautiful work of art. That's what I'm hoping to do, is to show people you may feel broken, but once you mend who you really are and fill in those cracks of with gold, you become precious in God's eyes. You always were, but the reason why Jesus came here is because some of us need a physician. And he says very clearly, and I love this line when he says, I've come for the sick, not the righteous. It's the sick who needs help. If you're interested in this kind of 6-week transformation, feel free to reach out. Total confidentiality. It's a new program that I've had on my heart for quite some time. And I would love to begin the conversation with you. It's not what I can do for you, it's what He has already done for me. And it's packaged into this holistic art, faith, community type of program. And let's start the conversation, because staying the same, if you have a fatal progressive illness, it doesn't lead to anywhere good. But with Christ, all things are possible. I just want you to remember that. So, as you've seen my array of Catholic works that I've done over the years, keep in mind why I've done it. I'm just a leper who's returned to say thanks be to God. Have a great week.